Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take this old piece of cedar, got it out at the lake, and we're going to take a grinder to this thing, get it cleaned up, and see if we can visualize what we're going to create with it, right? Anyway, let's go ahead and get busy and see what kind of mess we can create today, okay? Okay, so very messy, right? Don't throw this away though, in case you need some fire starter. This is great. Cedar is awesome, but you can see got some of those cut off. It's super rough, right? But it's okay at this point of the game, because it's hard to see what you actually want to create when it's all hairy like that. So anyway, I'm thinking of probably gonna cut the base, and that way I can stand it up and then maybe draw something on there and design it, and then start carving around that, just for an art piece. This is not gonna be, you know, anything like a hat rack or a lamp, just maybe just a beautiful piece of sculpted wood. So we'll keep going. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. Didn't take very long. And granted, I'm just trying to get a feel for the wood and what this is going to look like. See if I can get some of the depth in there. There you go. That's cool. Neat colors. It smells amazing. So you get the idea. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to work through the piece. And, you know, then maybe something will visually come to me, and it'll start to look like something. All right. Hey, so overall, not a bad day. Made a little bit of progress, got it cleaned up, started carving these up, and again, we'll see what it turns out to be. You just never know with art, right? So there's a lot of fun gonna be in this one. I'll catch you the next couple of days.
So I wanted to share with you the grinder attachment that I got from Amazon. I'll put the link down in the bottom. I also got this more of a spherical burr that I also got on Amazon. You can see the size there on my hand, but both of those grinder attachments work fantastic. So I just start working through this piece and getting some deep grooves carved in there, and trying to visualize kind of what this piece is ultimately going to be. And this is the first time I've ever used these attachments, so I'm pretty new at this. But at any rate, you can see that these things work pretty good.
All right, guys, that's about 45 minutes with that attachment, and you can see it works really well. It's jumpy. There's parts where it's really bouncy, so you have to be careful of your speed, and you have to be careful of your angle. It is absolutely messy, but it smells amazing. And I'm just going to keep running these little patterns all the way up, making them as deep as I can with that attachment, and then possibly even creating somewhere back down in here some gaps to where there's a hole through here, maybe in a couple of places. Maybe there's a pass-through hole right in here, just to where it looks like, if I drill in and carve deep enough, maybe, I don't know. Like I said, I've never done this before, not this type of work. I'm usually with the driftwood, but I'm really interested in this power carving.
So after thinking about it, I watched a few more videos and felt that the best option for me would be to run a chainsaw through the center of each of those grooves that I created. I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure, but I think my intent here was if I can get this deep enough, then I can just continue to rotate the piece. You can see that little cut, not very deep, but I can continue to rotate the piece with each of those grooves and continue to run the chainsaw down, which is exactly what I ended up doing. So it turned out pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up for you guys.
Okay, so you can see what I've got in mind here. Kind of some twisted pieces. With the chainsaw, I was able to cut through the middle, and this is still so sturdy, right? So I'm obviously super rough, but I think you're getting the idea. I'm gonna figure out what to do with this top. Originally I was gonna make it flat, but now that I see all of, now that I see all of the different cuts and the different colors of the wood, I'm just gonna play around with this little this little crevice right here and see if I can tie all of those pieces in together. So Okay, so what this is really all about right now is I'm seeing the final image, right? But I'm working some of those sharp edges down, and it's coming along really nice. The curves are looking really good. I've got to switch to a different head, maybe even one of these, so you can see the difference, right? One of them's super flat to get down up inside of there. I don't know how the heck I'm gonna sand all that, but maybe the grinder can get it really close, and it can open up some of the gaps too. So, you know, if you see this, hold on, you know, the gap's pretty narrow. So, you know, maybe I can get just enough of this in there to open it up a little bit, and then clean up all those little markings. You can see it's pretty cool how it opens up, right? And you can see the light through there. Yeah, so I'm gonna swap out that head and then start grinding again. Okay, well, so I've got to sand inside, right? I got to get in here and knock off some of this hard stuff. I know I can sand it with my hand, but I was thinking, you know what, I'm going to use a file and see if I can just knock off some of the super rough stuff. And this is not going to be fun. This is not going to be fun, but it is necessary, unfortunately. And I don't have a Dremel. I don't know where it is. I have one, I just can't find it. I think my daughter has it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and time lapse this and get going, okay? Okay, there you go. All right, so the two types of files that I use the half round and then just a straight, kind of a medium grit. I'm just, again, I was able to get in there, but I'm not going to be able to make it smooth the way I want. So probably since my daughter and granddaughter moved to Oregon and I'm here in Central Texas, I guess I'm gonna have to go buy a Dremel tomorrow. Oh man, I gotta go to Lowe's. Heck yeah. All right, so I'm gonna get on a 60 grit, put it on the old DeWalt, knock some of this down, and kind of regroup because I'm getting kind of beat. And tomorrow's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all you amazing moms, including mine. Cool thing is I've got two moms. I've got my stepmom who is down on the coast, and then I've got my mom who lives right up the road, up at the lake. That's when you always see me at the lake. That's where I'm at. So anyway, I am going to start cleaning this guy up and then shut her down for the day. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. So I'm trying to turn it a little bit so it plays with you. But it stands, let's see, probably 410, I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I don't know which way this thing is gonna go. And there's a lot of work left. I've got to get up in here. It's really rough. I'm gonna have to trim all that up. I've got to get back in here and sand all the grooves. It's really rough in there. And I'm gonna need to go get some more sandpaper. But it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so maybe I'll start another project. But this one is really, really cool. First time I've ever done anything like this too. So anyway, I will pick back up whenever I'm ready to finish this guy off, and I'm just glad you guys can be a part of it. So I ordered a Dremel on Amazon. Not going to be here today, probably tomorrow morning or tonight at 10 o'clock. But I went over to Harbor Freight and I bought this little guy, $7 cheap. And it probably is going to break today, but we'll see. And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get into those little small spots. So anyway, I'll time lapse that and we'll see what we can do. Okay. Well, it's bound to happen eventually, right? So today is the day. I've got our finished piece here. You can see that everything that we talked about in the video, um, the lines, the way it's organic, it's super smooth. There are still some little rough spots on the inside, and I'm okay with that. But overall, just a gorgeous piece. So you can see the beeswax in there, right? Yeah, cool color. This is really a rewarding task at this point. It's calming because you're seeing all the hard work that you did. You can see how that beeswax really just brings out so much of the natural tones of the wood. It's really amazing. This beeswax product goes on super easy. I wasn't sure how much to put on, but you can tell that it was the right application for this. And it really just makes this piece pop. I know I say it in other videos, but you know, just from a standpoint of getting grounded and feeling like you've accomplished something is really good mentally. It really brings out some happiness because it's hard work. It's very hard work, but it's rewarding. It's so rewarding. Anyway, the final product is going to rest inside our house. And you know what's cool about this? is I can see my mistakes, but maybe you can't. And it's that way with art, you know. But there's always another piece, whether it's driftwood or cedar, and just glad that we could, you know, share this with you, and hopefully you find some inspiration, maybe some questions. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm looking for subscribers, and I'm loving the comments and the interactions that everyone's providing me. It's been very insightful, and really enjoying all of this. So y'all have a fantastic day, afternoon, evening, whatever it may be. Let's just keep doing this thing called life together. Thank you, guys.